back to the program. There's still more to come on Studio 10. Ashton, you never know what George is up to.
That is so true. I think he's helping us stay on our P's and Q's here. We can't be distracted.
I thought he was checking out the shrimp and grits first, but then he was just staring at the ceiling.
Hey, George.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's a preview of what's coming up on Fox 10 midday at 11. First, Moose Tracks Ice Cream is right here in Mobile for the 10,000 Scoop Challenge, offering 10,000 free scoops of ice cream in a fundraiser, and it's all to benefit Feeding the Gulf Coast. Our Stephen Moody will be live in Mardi Gras Park with more. And then in national headlines, the Supreme Court clearing the way for President Trump to deport immigrants to countries where they are not citizens. We're breaking that down, what that means for you. And finally, Jen is going to have a look at your toasty Tuesday temperatures. We'll have your weather and your latest headlines coming up on Fox 10 midday right after Studio 10. Chelsea.
Keep a close eye on your forecast, and feels like temperatures already warming up across the Gulf Coast. Another hot and humid day is ahead of us, but I'll be breaking down all of your forecast details coming up.
And straight ahead, President Trump heads to the NATO summit as a peacemaker after 12 days of fighting between Israel and Iran.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for looking into Fox 10 Midday on your Tuesday. We're so glad you joined us this morning. I'm Ashley Mitchell.
And I'm Jennifer Lambert.
Jen, I've been hearing a lot of chatter about activity in the Atlantic. What can you tell us? Should we be worried at this moment?
So here's the good news, not at all. So we did just have our very first tropical storm of the 2025 season, and I'm okay with this because this is a problem for the fish. It's going to be short-lived, it's going to be small, it's going to be weak. This is what we want to root for heading into the rest of the season, is more storms like this. This is actually what we were dealing with more last year as well. Majority of the storms stuck around just in the central Atlantic, not really causing any havoc for any of those land masses out there. So this is a good start to the season. I will root for this every single year for some of our named storms to begin, because we're going to have them and we're used to it, but let's have them more like this. So this is Tropical Storm Andrea. The National Hurricane Center began issuing advisories on this officially at 10 a.m. Some of the data started coming out closer towards around 9 a.m. And so the sustained winds on this storm are 40 miles per hour. It is not impressive by any means. It is very small. It's compact. It's weak. But I'm okay with that because the winds right now, they're just moving closer towards east-northeast at around 17 miles per hour. This is going to be that very small storm, but it's expected to be short-lived. So Andrea is going to be really alive for probably about 24 hours, if that. Heading into tomorrow, anticipating it just to continue to push into those harsh conditions just further along into the northeast, fizzling out heading into tomorrow morning. So our very first named storm, we've been talking about the Pacific a little bit. That one's already moved in quite a few names, but the Atlantic 2025 hurricane season, this is the very first named storm. It's going to be that tropical storm, not anticipating it to strengthen even further. And so hopefully heading into tomorrow afternoon, Andrea is no more. And then we'll look ahead for what we have heading into the remainder of the season. But a reminder, July starts next week, but hurricane season does go until November 30th. This is just your sign. It's starting. It's beginning. Make sure you're prepared. Double check your insurance is up to date. If you need more information on anything that you should be doing to prepare for the season, we do still have our Fox 10 Storm Ready available on our website and our YouTube if you want to head back and watch that. But let's go ahead and talk about our local conditions here, because it's calm, it's quiet, something that we like to see to begin for today. Not as much thunderstorm activity out there. Still possible heading into the rest of today, but some nice quiet conditions. Traffic moving smoothly out on the Bayway and the Causeway. Some sunshine out there, but it's hot. That's going to be the main story for today. Temperatures mid-80s, feeling more like 97, taking that humidity into account. That's the trend all across our area. Just more of those upper 80s, a few of those 90s beginning to pop up, but the heat indices, the feels like temperatures, already noticing quite a few triple digits out there. Again, Milton likes to exaggerate just a bit, but as we do get further along into the rest of this afternoon, rain chances once again will be possible. Lower than yesterday, but I'll talk more about that and detail out some of that timing coming up in just a little bit. Ashlyn.
Jen, thank you. In your headlines now, President Trump is heading into the NATO summit as a peacemaker after he brokered a ceasefire between Israel, Iran, and the U.S. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor with the latest.
President Trump is scrambling to keep the Iran ceasefire in place as he heads to the NATO summit.
These guys got to calm down. It's ridiculous.
President Trump left Washington early this morning, capping off a dramatic 48 hours of military action and diplomacy that ended in a ceasefire between Iran, Israel, and the U.S. But after it took effect, Iran launched one missile, and Israel responded with more airstrikes. President Trump immediately called Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who agreed to scale back the attack, and the ceasefire seems to be back in place.
I think they both violated it. I'm not sure they did it intentionally. They couldn't rein people back.
NATO allies will surely discuss the situation in Iran, but the president's main goal this week is to secure a 5% defense spending pledge from NATO countries.
Allied leaders will take bold decisions to strengthen our collective defense.
But some experts see the 5% pledge as unrealistic because a lot of countries won't be able to afford it.
In some ways, it's a mythical number put forth by Trump.
The war in Ukraine is expected to take a back seat this week, even though Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will be attending some NATO events. NATO allies agree Russia continues to pose the greatest threat to Europe.
The source of this war and the long-term threat to the European way of life is Russia.
President Trump is reportedly scheduled to meet with President Zelensky while in the Netherlands. At the White House, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
And today marks 4 years since the deadly condo collapse in Surfside, Florida. On June 24th, 2021, a 12-story condo collapsed, killing 92 people. To honor the victims, town officials are holding a memorial ceremony today, and it starts with a lighting of the torch, followed by a press conference behind the building site. In the meantime, we have wild video now that shows the moment a helicopter crashes as it attempts to land near a waterfront restaurant. It happened Sunday in Clay Township, Michigan. The red helicopter was captured attempting to land by the waterfront, but ended up flipping and crashing right outside the Cabana Blue restaurant. A plume of dust and debris shot out into the air as bystanders screamed and yelled. The number of passengers on board, though, and the cause of the crash are still unknown this morning. Thankfully, reports say there were no injuries. Meanwhile, a Louisiana resident discovered a deputy asleep behind the wheel of his cruiser in the middle of the road. This video, taken over the weekend, has launched an investigation into this deputy, and it appears to show a sheriff's deputy in his unit asleep at a green light. A resident says he was on his way home from a party around 1 a.m. when he pulled up behind the deputy at the stoplight.
I go to pull on the dude. He in there like knocked out sleep. Like, yeah, I honked at him too. He still ain't moved. I don't know what was wrong with him. I don't know what he was on.
And in a statement, the sheriff's office says the deputy, whom they did not identify, is currently suspended while they investigate what happened. The sheriff also says it's possible he has a medical condition, but they haven't determined that yet. Well, a significant win for the Trump administration as the Supreme Court rules the president can continue deporting migrants to third countries. Fox News correspondent Alexandria Hoff has much more from the White House.
The Supreme Court has cleared the way for deportations to third countries. Their decision grants President Trump's emergency request to send migrants to countries other than their nations of origin with minimal notice. The Department of Homeland Security is celebrating the decision, saying in part the Supreme Court ruling is a victory for the safety and security of the American people. Fire up the deportation planes. The decision pauses a lower court ruling from a Boston judge back in May. He said the government's actions lacked due process and violated the Constitution, blocking a flight with 8 migrants convicted of serious crimes from Myanmar, Vietnam, and Cuba headed for South Sudan. The White House vowed to fight the decision.
President Trump promised to get vicious, illegal alien murderers, rapists, and pedophiles like these out of our country. These judicial activists want to unilaterally stop President Trump from deporting foreign terrorists and keeping the American people safe. We hope the Supreme Court will continue to rein this in as soon as possible to restore proper constitutional order in our country.
Justice Sonia Sotomayor, joined by 2 other liberal justices, issued a dissent saying the court was, quote, rewarding lawlessness and that the government's misconduct threatens the bedrock of the rule of law. The high court gave no explanation for the ruling. The Justice Department says the government is now considering next steps. At the White House, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Florida leaders have announced a plan to detain undocumented immigrants in a new Everglades facility dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier announced it as the one-stop shop to carry out President Trump's mass deportation agenda. Right now, it sits roughly 35 miles west of the Miami Business District on a little-used airstrip just north of Everglades National Park. Construction on that facility started this week, and it's being billed as efficient and low cost because the pythons, bobcats, panthers, crocodiles, and alligators, as well as the swamps and nearby marsh, will provide much of the security. Officials say Alligator Alcatraz should be ready to host detainees the first week of July. The facility will supplement what Trump officials have said is limited capacity at detention centers all across the country. And locally now, the Atmore Police Department is investigating a deadly shooting. Police say around 1:50 this morning, officers responded to Atmore Community Hospital for gunshot victims. But investigators say one of the victims, 17-year-old Gabriel Hooks, died from his injuries. The other victim was flown to a trauma center with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they learned the shooting took place on Carver Avenue near 18th Avenue. And if you know anything about this shooting, you're asked to call Atmore Police. In the meantime, Fox 10 has obtained more details about a man accused of putting a hidden camera inside a Gulf Shores bathroom. According to court documents, Brendan Smith was caught putting the camera under a sink inside the Hangout Hospitality Group warehouse. Court documents reveal this all happened back in April. Those documents say Smith recorded himself in the process of setting up the camera, quote, ensuring it was angled the way he wanted it to be. According to investigators, when the alleged victim saw the camera inside a restroom at the warehouse, she scrolled through the footage, seeing videos of her and another coworker. Gulf Shores police say this violates the right to privacy.
It's a huge invasion of somebody's privacy. Obviously, when people were in the restrooms, there's a expectation of privacy. She took the camera and she was able to rewind the video, which showed herself going into the bathroom. She subsequently took some video with using her phone of the screen and of the recording, and then took that to the management.
We reached out to Hangout Hospitality Group, and they responded with the following statement saying, quote, this incident occurred at an off-site warehouse location involving warehouse personnel only. The GoPro device was discovered when inappropriate content was found. To be clear, this incident did not take place at the Hangout restaurant. Right now, Smith remains in the Baldwin County Jail on a $15,000 bond. Also this morning, a new study by the Dauphin Island Sea Lab shows some concerning findings. Researchers say a lack of oxygen was found in some parts of Mobile Bay. It's known as hypoxia. It can impact marine life, including the fishermen and shrimpers who depend on the bay for their livelihood. Although scientists say this isn't an immediate cause for alarm, it could impact the ecosystem later on.
Every station that we got to the bottom on our casts showed very low dissolved oxygen. In some cases, almost anoxic, where that means there's no oxygen in the water, right? And so this is very bad for fish, shellfish, crabs, because they breathe air through their gills. For time, if these areas of low dissolved oxygen persist, you could see that working its way into the food chain, and maybe that means less red snapper, maybe that means less blue crabs that we can catch.
And the Dauphin Island Sea Lab plans to test the water multiple times a month this summer to monitor those conditions. Of course, we'll update you with those new findings. Well, straight ahead on Fox 10 Midday, there is plenty of ice cream being served right now in downtown Mobile. 10,000 scoops to be exact. It just started at 11, and our Stephen Moody will have those details after the break. But first, Jen, it's a great day for that ice cream.
Yeah, that is exactly right, Ashlyn. And so in case you want to go get some of that ice cream, then you can head on down towards Dauphin Island. Just a beautiful drive down there, and then enjoy the beach conditions. The good news, plenty of sunshine, a nice view out there. Just a light breeze, more of those clear blue skies. But as we do get further along into the rest of today, those temperatures are turning toasty. I'll talk more about that coming up when we come back. Well, welcome back into Fox 10 Midday and taking another look at your forecast and absolutely stunning conditions down in Pensacola Beach. You can just start to see some of the vibrant water out there. A few folks getting out and enjoying it on this Tuesday morning. Plenty of sunshine out there. A little calm, but I know that crowd will grow, especially once we get closer towards the weekend. The temperatures out there right now, it is hot and it is toasty. Now, the Gulf Shore Center, unfortunately, is out, but in Pensacola, we're seeing those upper 80s, dew points mid-70s, so feeling more like 98. We're still straying away by about 10 degrees in the air temperature in comparison to the feels like temperatures out there. Once we get further along into this afternoon, that's only going to continue. We will be maxing out really a few upper 80s, mainly those lower to mid 90s out there. Hot and toasty by the second half of today. But these temperatures, they are going to be straying away just a little bit for what we should be seeing this time of year, but only expecting those numbers to tick up heading into tomorrow. Luckily, nowhere near that record of 101 set back in 2009. Morning temperatures close to where we should be feeling. But although we aren't reaching the triple digits, we're going to be feeling like it, really taking that humidity into account. Many spots already seeing those temperatures feeling over 100 degrees. But as we do get further along into the rest of today, only expecting more spots to be joining in. Even then, thinking that these numbers, they're holding back just a little bit, anticipating more of those 103s and 104s out there. Heat to see over the next few days. High today, high tomorrow, even higher once we start to see that uptick in daytime highs. And then once we get towards the weekend, still staying toasty. We notice a little bit of that downward trend. Even then, it's still going to be feeling hot out there. So just make sure, in case you are going to be spending any time outside over the next few days, stay hydrated, take breaks, set that timer in case you need a reminder of when you do need to go ahead and take that AC break. But timing things out in our futurecast, more of that rain coverage is possible heading into the rest of today. We will turn a bit more isolated, lower rain coverage than what we have been seeing really in comparison to yesterday and over the next few days. Today is going to be the lowest for the rain potential. Very isolated, but some of these storms still could pack a punch, could contain those heavy downpours, frequent lightning, some gusty winds out there. And so we will start to see more of those showers and storms just beginning to track through. Reminder, it's going to be random where they start to develop. You have a decent chance at seeing some of those storms, likely even hearing some of the rumbles of thunder out in the distance. But good news, once you see it, it should move pretty quickly. Unfortunately, that timing, though, going to have to keep a close eye on any of the sports practices and camps. I'm included in that. My daughter's keeps getting canceled just due to some of those thunderstorms out there. The Rip Curl rest down at our local beaches, low today, continuing that way throughout the rest of the week and even once we get closer towards the weekend. Nice, calm, beautiful conditions out there, but checking in on some of the beach flags, mainly seeing those yellow flags today. We've noticed a little bit of an uptick in the winds out there. Still nice, just some moderate surf. Just make sure that you're being cautious. Also noting those purple flags. Jellyfish are in full force. Taking a look at what I'm tracking over the next 7 days. I mentioned today's rain chances are the lowest, but our summertime pattern will ultimately continue by the time we get closer towards the weekend. Temperatures tomorrow extra toasty, but no end in sight to the summertime pattern. But I'll talk more about your forecast and what I'm tracking. That's coming up in just a little bit. Ashlyn.
All right, well, happening right now, a famous ice cream brand is handing out 10,000 scoops of free ice cream, and it's all to benefit Feeding the Gulf Coast. Our Stephen Moody is there for all of the fun. Stephen, I have to ask you, first, have you tried any? And second, are you going to bring me back some?
Okay, so, hey, Ashley, how's it going? No to the first question, because this line is so long here this morning that at this point we will be here until Fox 10 Live at 3 o'clock waiting to get this ice cream. But we will definitely try. We will do our due diligence to try and get some ice cream for you guys. But this is a great morning because Moose Tracks Ice Cream is bringing the 10,000 Scoop Challenge to Mardi Gras Park. Now, it just got underway around 20 minutes ago. And when we came on air around 20 minutes ago, we can just tell you that this line was all the way to the start of Mardi Gras Park here. So a lot of people are coming out to enjoy themselves here. Now, for every scoop eaten, Moose Tracks would donate $1 to Feeding the Gulf Coast, and they hope to give away 10,000 scoops in the next 4 hours. Now, the scoops have vanilla ice cream, peanut butter cups, and and famous Moose Tracks fudge. Now there's also, I believe, ice cream without the peanut butter for people with allergies, so that's pretty cool for them. And this brand has hosted more than 50 events since 2010, raising more than $500,000 for local charities in cities across the nation. Now, we've covered Feeding the Gulf Coast efforts for years. The agency assists families and individuals year-round, and its network of community partners work together to provide groceries and meals to those in need. And today is your turn to help them give back and enjoy a free, sweet, and cool treat. Now, it's not just the ice cream that people are coming out for. There's tons of activities, there's different games, and of course, everyone are getting the Moose headbands that you see a lot of people wearing right now. So it is a lot of fun here at Mardi Gras Park. Come on out. They'll be here till around 3 o'clock here this afternoon. We'll have more covering the full scale of the event coming up at Fox 10 News at 4 and 5. But for now, we're reporting live here this morning here in Mardi Gras Park. Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday. Some big changes are coming to the game we've known for years as the Reese's Senior Bowl. Fox 10 Sports Director Emily Cochran confirming the game is getting a brand new title sponsor, and she has those exclusive details.
It's one of the biggest weeks on Mobile's sports calendar, and for the past 11 years, it's been branded by one of America's most iconic candy logos. But now, the Reese's Senior Bowl is getting a brand new name.
For more than a decade, the Reese's brand has been stitched into the fabric of the Senior Bowl, but now a new name will headline one of college football's biggest showcases. Fox 10 Sports has confirmed Panini America Sports Cards is the new title sponsor of the Senior Bowl. Senior Bowl Executive Director Drew Fabianich came by the station to tell us why everyone should be excited for what's to come.
I think because it's more sports related. I think it's very related to the athlete. I think the athletes are going to be excited about it. I think they're going to be excited about playing in the game. I think the fans are going to be excited about it because of just the tie-in with the sports memorabilia and the sports cards.
Panini is the exclusive trading card partner of the NFL and the NBA, and the brand says this opportunity came at just the right time. Their goal is to elevate the game, and fans can expect a more interactive experience year-round.
Really not just thinking about Senior Bowl as Senior Bowl week, but like Senior Bowl and what it means to the community year round, and how can we, be a partner in the community and work within the community, so looking at that throughout the year.
The move marks a major branding shift as the Senior Bowl continues evolving under new leadership. This year's game will officially debut the Panini branding with new logos, gear, and a revamped fan experience.
From candy to collectibles, the game remains the same, but the possibilities are just getting started. Reporting from Senior Bowl headquarters, I'm Emily Cochran, Fox 10 Sports.
All right, Emily, thank you. Obviously, big changes ahead, and we'll be watching to see what kind of impact this new partnership has on the game and the Gulf Coast community. The Senior Bowl will be hosting a private event at the Crown tonight in downtown to unveil the new logo. Be sure to tune in to Fox 10 News at 5, where Emily will be live from that event. Well, in the meantime, some of Mobile's greatest sports legends will be honored today in a really big way. Officials are holding a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Hall of Fame walk in the front of the Convention Center on the downtown waterfront. The 9-foot statues include Baseball Hall of Fame inductees Henry Hank Aaron, Satchel Paige, Billy Williams, Ozzie Smith, and Willie McCovey, as well as National Football League Hall of Fame inductee Robert Brazile. The ribbon-cutting ceremony starts at 1:30 this afternoon, and you're invited to be there. If you can't make it, though, don't worry. Fox 10 News has you covered. We'll be live from there starting at 3 p.m. Well, still a lot to tell you about on Fox 10 Midday. Shoppers could be fined for stealing shopping carts. We'll have that story and more in your latest business headlines. Plus, we're checking in with Vanessa Pacheco. She's in at a fragrance lab in Pensacola for this morning's edition of Very Vanessa. The time 11:28 on your Tuesday. Thanks for watching Fox 10 Midday. We'll be right back after this. Well, if you've ever dreamed of creating your own signature scent, there's a unique experience that lets you do just that. Vanessa is at a fragrance lab in Pensacola with more on how you can mix, match, and make a scent that's completely your own.
I am here at Tejon Pensacola. Joining me are the owners, Elliot and Bree Henderson. You guys, this has been so much fun. I've been working on creating my own signature scent. I got a little bit of tobacco, coconut, sea mist. So what's next in this step?
The next step, we're gonna finally build your perfume, but I have to get you to name it first.
And I've already done that.
All right.
Okay, so guys, I went with Very Vanessa, which I thought was appropriate.
It is so much.
Okay, so what's next in this step?
Next, we need to add 3 key ingredients to your perfume in your beaker. And those ingredients are distilled water, propylene glycol, and the 200 proof or 100% perfumer's alcohol.
Okay, so after we've already added that, so I just mix it?
Yep, you just mix it.
Oh, perfection right here, guys. Okay, and what's next after that?
At this point, we need you to grab your funnel and place it over your bottle.
Okay.
And then as you place it, we just need you to pull up just slightly a bit to let air escape as you're about to pour your perfume in your bottle.
Now, Elliot, while I'm doing this, tell me about Tejan Pensacola.
Well, Tejan Pensacola is a custom fragrance lab, and our whole point here is to really get individual scents from everyone. So you can have your own unique perfume or your own unique cologne bottle, so you can be uniquely you. So the next time somebody says, "You smell really good, Vanessa," you'll say,
"It's my own scent."
Exactly right.
Okay, I think that's good, right?
That is perfect.
Okay,
beautiful.
Great.
So I'm gonna pass this bottle over to Bree.
And Elliot, while Bree is taking care of that fragrance, tell me about the classes that you offer here.
So we offer 4 different classes. We offer an express class, a mix and match class, a very special fragrance after dark, which is our adults only class. And then for our fragrance connoisseurs, we have a fragrance 101. It's a 2 to 3 hour class where you get to use anything in the lab to start off from the base to all the oils that we have, over 300, to make your very own unique scent.
I love that. It's been so much fun, you guys. So we really appreciate you taking the time to walk me through this. It is beautiful just being able to create your own scent. So now that this is done, what's next?
Next, we are going to hand you your bottle.
Wow, okay, nice. I can't wait to wear this. You guys, thank you so much. For anyone that wants more information, where can they go?
They can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or at our website, tejan.com, and they'll be able to see our class sign up for Pensacola and be able to book a class.
All right, well, Elliot and Bree, thank you so much. And there's one final step to this, right?
There's one final step. You are now Tejan certified perfumer.
Oh my gosh, so much fun, and it's dated for today, so thank you guys. I really enjoyed it. Really fun class, guys. They just opened less than a month ago, so I'll have all that information, fox10tv.com, and make sure to click on the Very Vanessa tab. Guys, thank you so much. So cheers.
So cheers, but we can't do that without doing our last champagne toast.
Okay, you said there's something that you say. What is it?
We say in French to good health, santé.
Santé, guys.
All right, what a neat event. Thank you there, Vanessa. Well, right now we have a heads up on a couple of road closures. First up in Fairhope, the city is getting ready to close part of Section Street. We're told crews are going to be working on a major project to upgrade the wastewater infrastructure in that area. So as a result, starting today, Section Street will be closed from Oak Avenue to Bayou Drive. Then next week, the Section Street and Rosa Avenue intersection will be closed. Don't worry, detour signs will be posted. Construction will run through August 11th, so just keep that in mind if Section Street is part of your daily commute. And over in Gulf Shores, AlDOT continues work on the new Intracoastal Waterway Bridge project. In order to safely set steel girders over Canal Road, the road will be closed today through Thursday. We're told this section of Canal Road will remain closed through 6 p.m. Thursday night. The detour will be County Road 4. Once this project is complete, AlDOT officials say the bridge will help ease traffic congestion along 59, improve access to emergency services, and enhance safety during evacuations, especially during hurricanes or other emergencies.
Taking another look at your forecast and a live view outside down in Fairhope to start to see some really nice conditions out there. More of that sunshine, some cloud cover beginning to increase. but more and more of that construction getting completed out there. But as you take a look at the temperatures down in Fairhope, it is hot and toasty. We're resting in the mid 80s, dew points in the 70s, so feeling more like 93. On the opposite side of Mobile County, on West Mobile, we're starting to see those upper 80s, but feeling like 98 at Mobile Regional Airport. Now, radar across the Gulf Coast, it is calm and it is quiet for right now, mainly just noticing some of that cloud cover that's beginning to pick up out there. But as we do get further along into the rest of today, we'll start to introduce those rain shower chances once again. But here's the good news. Rain coverage will be less in comparison to what we have been seeing, a much more isolated look. There's still going to be showers and storms out there, but you have a higher chance of not seeing anything. A reminder with our futurecast and the summertime pattern, it's random where it develops. It's not so much the placement that we're going to start to see with these storms. It's mainly the timing. As we get closer towards about 2 o'clock, that's when we're going to start to notice more of that cloud cover beginning to increase, and then those showers and storms begin firing off. It's really going to be dependent upon your location on if you start to see any of those. But once again, heavy downpours, frequent lightning, gusty winds, all possible. Yesterday, we even saw a little bit of small hail closer towards the Stonebridge area and Spanish Fort. Plus, also, we had some very loud thunder out there. That'll continue closer towards 5 and 6 o'clock. So keep that in mind. Practices, games, camps, once again, might have some of those impacts heading into tonight. It's just that unfortunate timing that falls right around the dinner time hour once a lot of those are taking place. Once that sun begins to set, we lose the fuel behind some of these storms and they will begin to fizzle out. Now, the temperatures heading into the remainder of today, still hot and toasty out there, just maxing out a few upper 80s, mainly those lower to mid 90s, taking that humidity into account, feeling well above 10 degrees warmer than that. More like the triple digits. But as you take a live look outside right now down in Orange Beach, it's stunning out there. We're still just starting to see some of the nice water conditions. Waves still just breaking a little bit further offshore. You can even notice that camera shaking just a bit. Those winds have increased just a bit for today, not stopping all those folks from getting out there and enjoying it. But it did lead to some of those yellow flags in comparison to the green flags we saw yesterday. Still anticipating low rip current risk today, tomorrow, Thursday, and even continuing closer towards the weekend. But that water temperature, it's ticking up. It was the mid 80s just a few weeks ago. Now we're getting more into the upper 80s. That's also why those jellyfish are in full force. Checking back in on the tropics, we still have Tropical Storm Andrea out there. In case you missed it earlier, this is our very first name system for the 2025 season. I'm okay with this one. It's a problem for the fish. It's weak, it's small, and it's going to be short-lived. So Andrea right now, those sustained winds 40 miles per hour. Central northern Atlantic tracking east-northeast at 17 miles per hour. Andrea, I mentioned, short-lived, heading into tomorrow, anticipating this just to start fizzling out as it moves off to the east-northeast and just starts entering into that harsh area for it. So not anticipating any of that strengthening, no impacts to land masses. This is something I'm okay with. But just as I mentioned, this is the first named system of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. The Gulf, the Caribbean, it's quiet, but July is next week. If we do have another storm on the horizon, none right now, the next name would be Barry. As you take a look at what I'm tracking over the next 7 days, hot heading into tomorrow, lowest rain chances for today. Summertime pattern continues into the weekend, no end in sight. I'll keep you updated on your forecast with another look coming up in just a little bit. Ashlyn.
All right, Jen, thank you. Well, new on midday, shoppers could be fined for stealing shopping carts. An AI app for doctors raises millions. And movies at AMC theaters will be starting a little later. Plus, a Brat Pack favorite turns 40. Here's Fox's CJ Papa with today's business headlines.
Walmart and Target are fed up with customers taking off with their shopping carts. The retailers lose about 2 million carts from stores each year, costing an estimated $175 million annually to replace. Several states have proposed and passed bills with the hopes of solving the problem. Target and Walmart are considering fines of up to $2,500. An artificial intelligence app for doctors has raised $300 million in funding. Abridge is a startup that automates doctors' note-taking with AI. Its technology is already being used in more than 150 large health systems nationwide.
We come to this place for magic.
And you'll have to wait a bit longer for that magic. Starting July 1st, AMC Theaters is adding a new Platinum Spot ad right before movies, potentially pushing total pre-show ads to more than 25 minutes. This comes as theater attendance keeps dropping. Only 25% of people go to the movies every other month now, down from 40% pre-pandemic.
Hey, thanks for bailing me out again.
And a generation-defining classic celebrates its 40th anniversary. St. Elmo's Fire hit cinemas in 1985. Now it's getting a special 4K Ultra HD disc release, loaded with bonus features including deleted scenes and commentary by director Joel Schumacher. Kick back with the Brat Pack. CJ Papa, Fox News.
And listen to this. A group is planning a nationwide boycott against McDonald's beginning now. The advocacy group, the People's Union USA, is behind it. It's the same group that previously backed boycotts of Target and Walmart in response to corporate rollbacks of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. McDonald's back in January altered its DEI initiatives, including no longer setting goals to increase diversity in senior leadership. But an executive with the iconic fast food chain previously said while some DEI language is different, the core of its program had not changed. The advocacy group's founder is urging customers to not eat at McDonald's between today and next Monday. Well, when we come back on Fox 10 Midday, we celebrate with a Southern favorite dessert, the praline. We'll tell you why coming up also. All right, welcome back in. Today is a sweet day indeed if you celebrate.
It is. It is National Pralines Day.
Yeah, opinion on how to pronounce it, though, is divided. Some people say pralines. That's what I say. Others say pralines, like our producer, who's wrong.
Well, pralines are made from nuts. They can be ground or whole pieces and made with sugar syrup.
They were made in the 17th century France with almonds, and French settlers brought the treat to Louisiana, where people started making them with pecans and even adding cream.
You can celebrate the day by baking your own pralines or buying them at a confectionery.
And if you want, you can post those photos on social media with the hashtag National Pralines Day. How do you say it, Jed?
It's almost like the caramel thing to me.
Oh, no.
It goes back and forth. That's how this is.
It depends on the day for you?
It really depends on the day. Yeah. I can go pralines or pralines.
I was really hoping you'd be on the praline side because we're from the Midwest.
I know.
We're from the same area.
I know.
This is surprising.
Are you caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Yeah, I think.
What are you?
I don't know. It goes back and forth.
Goodness. Okay. I learn new things about you every day.
That's what
Find some consistency, Jen.
I know.
All right, well, listen to this. A group of women from Kentucky who survived a lightning strike in Florida have now honored their shared experience with ink.
So the women got these matching lightning bolt tattoos.
Wow, the strike happened Saturday afternoon on Florida's Marco Island.
The friends say that what was a beautiful day quickly turned when a storm rolled in.
They took cover under a tiki hut, but the next thing they remember, they woke up injured and disoriented.
Police said while the lightning strike didn't hit them directly, it did travel through the ground to cause minor injuries.
Yeah, and now they have matching tattoos and a wild story they'll share for a lifetime. That is crazy, Jen.
Tattoos with a meaning, but this is just more of one that reminds you of I'm lucky to be here, happy to be here, but also just a reminder too that when thunder roars, go indoors.
Absolutely. We've had several lightning strikes in our area, especially in Florida lately, Jen. Can you give us just a few quick tips on lightning safety?
Yeah, so I think the big thing really is just going to be making sure that you do head inside. If you have to get under one of those covered structures, that's going to be the great idea to keep in mind. But even then, stand still, that conductor. So that was where, unfortunately, it wasn't really the best for them. So just make sure that you can even get in your car. That'll be the best option for you, just to make sure that you're in a safe place during that. But don't mess around with it, especially a lot of this lightning we've been dealing with is cloud to ground, meaning that it is striking something out there on the ground. So just keep that in mind for the days ahead of us. Now, also a great reminder, right now is a great time to go ahead, download the Fox 10 weather app. That way you're staying updated with the forecast. I did go ahead, just send a push alert notification out. Maybe you got it to your phone already. Just talking about Tropical Storm Andrea, which formed not too long ago, but this is going to be a great way to keep updated in all of our forecasts. In case you're going to be heading out anywhere, what we're starting to see for portions, we're the only ones really not included in this, along with other portions of southern Georgia and Alabama and Florida. But all of this orange that you see, that is a heat advisory. So in case you are heading out for any portions across the southeast over the next few days, just know we're all in this together if we're feeling some of that heat, a little hotter, depending upon where you are. But going ahead and taking a look at what I'm tracking out there down in Orange Beach, it's hot and it is toasty, but we're noticing some beautiful water conditions out there. Taking a look closer towards Perdido Pass, it looks fantastic in case you're going to be heading out on the water over the next few days. Low ripcord risk over the next few days. Excited about that heading into the weekend in case you want to head on down towards the beach or take the boat out. But it will be toasty for today. Stay hydrated, take breaks, find that AC. Feels like temperatures easily in the triple digits, but still some storms possible. I'll run through your futurecast along with your extended outlook coming up in just a little bit. More Fox 10 Midday is on the way. We'll be right back after this, but for right now, a live view outside on Dauphin Island.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday. A new study shows killer whales may have some killer cleaning habits. Patrick Cornell has that story in today's Take a Look at This.
The word of the day is allokelping. Let's break it down. Take a close look at these killer whales carrying kelp in their mouths. Scientists say the whales take bull kelp from the seafloor, find a partner, and roll it between their bodies. According to research published in the journal Current Biology, it's a practice among killer whales that could be a form of grooming for skin hygiene or a way to socially bond with other members of the pod. Documented via drone in the Salish Sea in the Pacific Northwest, the discovery marks the first time marine mammals have ever been seen using a tool to groom. Scientists recorded at least 30 examples of the whale-on-whale ritual, with some orcas seen rubbing against each other for 15 minutes at a time. They say the behavior is usually spotted in whales that are close relatives or close in age. Another wild water scene, Lucky Looky-Loos in Bradenton, Florida spotted the surreal sight of a double waterspout offshore churning near the mouth of the Manatee River. Bradenton's mayor snagged this video of the twin weather features spinning side by side. The dual funnel display was nothing more than a fun spectacle for mystified spectators. The waterspout stayed away from land and didn't cause any damage. As the weather gets hotter and hotter and hotter, please make it stop. I'm so tired. Houston zoo animals are turning to the water to cool off, taking a dip so deep just the tippy top of this elephant trunk is still poking out. There's also the classic big cat with a big old block of ice and an anteater enjoying a nice summer shower. Stay frosty, my friends. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell. This is the show.
Okay, here's 3 to know before you go. The Santa Rosa Island Authority announcing the full schedule for the 2025 Pensacola Beach Air Show featuring the Blue Angels, always a favorite. The event is set for July 9th through July 12th. It includes a full lineup of top-tier performers, ground exhibits, and military demonstrations. The administration director says they're honored to welcome tens of thousands of visitors every single summer to celebrate the awe-inspiring tradition along their world-class beach. Now, that full rundown of that schedule is on our website, fox10tv.com. I'm excited for that season again. In the meantime, Target says it's keeping some back-to-school item prices the same as last year. The retail giant announcing that customers will see similar deals to 2024, like a list of 20 must-have supplies for under $20 and a backpack for just $5. Target says discounts will also be offered to teachers and students, and shoppers can also find deals from July 6th through the 12th during the retailer's annual Target Circle Week event. Now, Target says there will be deals on notebooks, composition books, and lunch bags, so keep an eye out for that as well. Well, finally, one financial company is sharing the best and worst states for a road trip this summer. Data from WalletHub found about 75% of Americans are planning to hit the road for a trip this year, and according to AAA, as of Tuesday, the national average for regular gas is $3.22. WalletHub says it used factors like cost, safety, and fun activities to come up with a list of destinations Americans should consider. So listen to this. The top 5 are Minnesota, New York, Ohio, Utah, and Louisiana, while the worst 5 states are Montana, Vermont, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Delaware. And as for us here in Alabama, well, we rank number 33. Jen, not too bad.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised by that.
I say someone from Kansas, they've not driven through Kansas before.
Yeah.
You have Kansas City and then not much after that.
No, it's a lot of fields. That's about it.
A lot of fields, a lot of windmills, not much out there.
Beauty in its own way.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, let's go ahead and talk more about your forecast right now. And just timing things out, we start off for this morning, seeing some of the sunshine out there, some of that cloud cover. More showers and storms will begin to fire off heading into this afternoon. Random where they start to develop. Rain coverage is lower in comparison to yesterday for today, so you have a decent shot at not seeing anything. But even if you do see some of those showers or storms that could pack a punch, heavy downpours, frequent lightning, gusty winds, small hail possible. Summertime pattern continues. Hotter tomorrow, no end in sight. Just keep that rain jacket, that umbrella, and that AC ready to go.
Nice and encouraging.
I know,
Just
right?
get creative, stay cool. Lots of places to do that here. Thank you for watching Fox 10 Midday. We'll see you all at 3 o'clock.